Ah, this is so sad, you understand, that a whole Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world. And we actually are supposed to be number one in Africa. We're supposed to really be the giant of Africa. We're supposed to be the ones leading the African conversation and stamping Africa on the map of the world and ensuring that it takes its place. We're also supposed to be the ones leading that conversation on descendants of Africa, black people everywhere, just letting black lives matter. But unfortunately, Nigeria has not been able to get it together when it comes to leadership. Just take a look at Tinubu, Chief Tinubu, at I think a G20 meeting. Just see the person who is supposedly representing Nigeria. It just says one thing: you can rig your way into office, you can forge your results and everything all throughout your life, but if it ain't there, it ain't there. That's just it. And it's really sad that over 200 million people are going to suffer from this whole rigging, and an impostor who is in office and being enabled to continue to be in office. Why he's attending G20, I don't see any reason why the Nigerian president, the head of state or whatever, those coup plotters should not also be allowed to attend all of these meetings. I mean, it's when you rig your way into office, when you steal people's mandate, it's the same thing as a coup. That's also a civilian slash political coup. Just imagine, like someone said, he's always looking lost, always looking by the side. Can't even is this where is the strategist, the master strategist? Where is it? Why is he not strategizing? Why the strategy, they strategize? Just bundle of nonsense just put in place to just take Nigeria down again. Whoever is going to continue will now have to dig deeper to be able to bring Nigeria out of the pit that it has been dug into.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Nigerians, depending on where you're watching me from. This is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. A lot of things that one never thought would ever happen in the politics of Nigeria are beginning to happen. Another state is down again. APC is on a chase after the opposition parties. They want to squeeze the remaining life out of them. It wasn't so during Jonathan's time under PDP. And that's why Jonathan relinquished power. He conceded defeat and handed over peacefully to Buhari. But this APC, they are rogues, they are thieves. You can see what they are doing. They're using the compromised judiciary to be seizing power and also sitting governors in the different opposition states, especially the ones that are under PDP. And they've now, what they just did a few days ago in Kano State, where took the certificate of return from the NNPP governor and gave it to APC using the court. Now again in Plateau State, when it's so obvious that people of Plateau State have suffered so much, a lot of insecurity, many lives have been lost in Plateau State, so they went out to vote APC out in spite of the rigging. PDP still came out as the winning party. And so now they went to court again using the corrupt judges. They have again declared that the current governor in Plateau State is not supposed to be there. So they have now told him to leave. So now they're putting APC there in Plateau of all places. This is getting too much. I mean, where are we going to as a nation? Enough is enough. Nigerians, again, I make the call. It's up to you. The ball is in your court. If you're expecting any change or any turnaround soon, it will never happen. Things are going to go from bad to worse. APC is on a chase to squeeze the remaining life out of the opposition parties. So they're actually just looking to establish a one-party state, which is purely dictatorship, where Nigerians will have no say to what happens. If Tinubu decides this is what we are doing, everybody has to bow, surrender, or they will lose. So that's what they are doing. Plateau is down. I don't know what other state. Again, it's like when they go to court, they can use any other, the case of somebody was not a member of a party or he did not register in that party before the election or whatever. And so they used that. But what the tribunal threw out and said that Peter Obi saying that there was a double nomination and that it lacks merit. And suddenly, any time APC has a case, their own case has merit. But when the opposition positions have a case, they have it lacks merit, and there's no proof of irregularity and all that. See what just happened in Kogi State, Bayelsa, and Imo State. Now they are going after. So even in your state, wherever you are, if it is not APC, just wait and see. They are coming after your governor or your legislators, and they're going to sweep them. Nigerians, it's up to you what you do. This is what is happening. Because this happened just on Sunday. The governor of the PDP governor in Plateau State has been removed by the court. So elections don't matter again in Nigeria. It's a waste of time. Democracy is a sham. Democracy under APC is not true democracy. I call it demon have gone crazy. That's what they are doing. They are determined to make sure they use money to buy off the judiciary. The justice system, the judiciary, the legislative arm, and the executive have now teamed up. They are now one party fighting against Nigerians. There is no hope. Only a revolution. Only a revolution. Some people are telling me, why are you calling for a revolution? With what is happening, what future do you see in Nigeria? It's up to you. Well, this is not meant to be a long broadcast. I just, after seeing what just happened in Plateau State, I felt, no, enough is enough. Nigerians, you can't just sit and wait, expecting some miracle to drop from heaven. Take your destiny back. Take your nation back from these evil rogues. Thank you very much. Please go ahead and share this video with as many people as you can.
And the whole place is smelling. And the audience table, Mr. Falano, I hope we will be able as a people to come together to rid our country from all of this mess.
Nigeria is the only country in the world today where results of elections are determined by judges. It shouldn't be so. We have just witnessed in Liberia, a country that Nigeria assisted to restore political stability. We've just witnessed an election there. Recently, we witnessed an election, a successful election in Sierra Leone. Again, another country assisted by Nigeria to have law and order restored.
Political power is not going to be served in a restaurant. It's not served in a la carte. It's what we are doing. It's being determined to do it. At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it.
Yes, sir.
I'm wrong with you.
Yes, sir. Jagaban. Jagaban. Yes,
So if these countries can organize elections, why are we asking judges to determine the result of our elections with respect to the decisions of the Court of Appeal? That is not the end of the road. All those who are dissatisfied will have to go to the Supreme Court. But if you look at what happened in Lagos, why is different from Plateau, is that you are being told in the case of Plateau, there was a judgment of the High Court to the effect that primaries have to be conducted. The judgment, as usual, was dishonored, disregarded, disobeyed, and elections went on. I think the last time I can recall that the Supreme Court berated the Nigerian political class to learn to comply with the doctrine of least spending was the case of Mr. Peter Obi and INEC, when in 2007, in spite of the case of Mr. Peter Obi that was pending in the High Court, INEC went and proceeded to hold the election. The Supreme Court made the point that it was a risk on the part of INEC to engage in a wasteful exercise by conducting that election while the case of Mr. Peter Obi was pending. Now, if we are being told here that the court ordered the primaries be held and the primaries were not held, and the election took place on the basis of the primaries that were not held, there are problems. I do hope that the Supreme Court will make a definitive pronouncement on this. Again, it's different from Kano, where you are being told now that voters can be punished. It's a very dangerous judicial policy to punish sanctioned voters for the mistake of electoral officer. We are being told here that once 65,000 votes are wasted. They are invalid because some electoral officers refused or committed an error by not stamping them. How does that affect the validity of the election? If you recall again, in the case of Yaradua, Buhari and Yaradua, even the election material, the ballot papers were not serialized, they were not marked, but the Supreme Court came to the conclusion that the petitioner, General Buhari, on that occasion, did not impeach the integrity of the election. So I do hope that this time around the Supreme Court will again resolve this needless controversy surrounding the stamping of ballot paper by INEC